With the continuing move towards bulk handling, dust generation has become an annoying and often harmful byproduct. A daily nuisance around intake hoppers, it is also a costly problem which affects both employer and employee alike. Till now, dust control was a very expensive addition to the cost of operating bulk handling facilities. But now, new engineering, environmental control experts have extended their range of equipment to include Burnley Baffles. These ingenious units provide maximum dust control on intake hoppers at minimum cost and use very low air volumes. How? Let's look at this example. Jordan Brothers Limited are manufacturers of animal feed, with their mill located in the centre of Lisbon. They were experiencing the normal problems of high dust emissions from their intake hopper during wagon discharge. The location of the mill, with its main entrance on the Antrim Road in the town centre, compounded the problem. Access to the intake hopper is through a 30-metre tunnel running between offices and workshop facilities. Delivery vehicles come through the tunnel and into the yard, where the weighbridge and intake hoppers are situated. The prevailing wind in Lisbon blows from the back of the mill, across the yard, and then into the tunnel. This means that dust released on unloading was collected by the wind as it accelerated down the funnel-shaped yard and out to the main street onto any unfortunate passers-by, and often ending up through the open windows of the shops opposite. With up to 20 vehicles a day delivering cereals at an average load of 20 tons, you can well imagine the local ramifications and appreciate the size of Jordan's dust problem. Let's look at the nature of the problem. After weighing, vehicles reverse over the intake hopper. After opening the hatch, the driver would quickly withdraw from the scene as dust immediately billowed out of the hopper, the main emission coming from the opposite side of the hopper to where the product entered. Even reducing the product flow did not prevent high dust emissions. In any event, it's necessary for economic turnaround of the vehicle that the hatch be fully open. Remember that when the wind was blowing, this swirling dust was concentrated into an abrasive whirl, rushing through the entrance tunnel into the faces and places of the neighbours opposite. But today, even if there's a gale blowing across Lisbon when the cereal deliveries are made, the town centre shoppers and Jordan employees and premises are not attacked by dust. The vast improvement is the result of a control system using Burnley Baffles installed by new engineering. It's been accomplished at a fraction of the cost of the traditional solution put forward by other companies who had seen the problem. They proposed extracting a large volume of air from the hopper via a big filter located inside the main building. In any event, due to space restrictions and the unusual and difficult site conditions, it was perceived that this proposal would merely have reduced the scale of the problem, but would not have eliminated it. The new engineering solution has been achieved by fitting 12 Burnley baffle modules below the existing grating. Burnley baffles comprise a series of pivotally mounted blades and fixed deflectors. Simple to install, automatic in operation, and free from maintenance, the modules fit beneath a hopper grating to suppress and contain dust without impeding material flow. Burnley baffles alone prevent dust escape by up to 75%, but they also drastically reduce the scale of the supportive dust collection system required for the total elimination of the problem. As the modules are suspended from existing crossbeams below the grating, the addition of the baffles does not restrict the flow of material into the hopper. With reduced air volume requirement of Burnley baffles, in this instance limited to a downward air speed equal to 0.15 meters per second through the grid, it was possible to shoehorn a 30 square meter jetline reverse jet filter into a space next to the intake hopper between the serial elevator and the building wall. This filter has a completely automatic compressed air cleaning system, and the collected dust is continually evacuated through an automatic dump valve and reinforced lined flexible duct to the product drag link conveyor to be reclaimed. Despite the relative small size of the jetline filter, It has sufficient spare capacity to provide dust extraction for a booler, sieve and elevators. The filter is protected against explosion risk with new engineering burst panels. The installation of this equipment eliminated dust emissions from the hopper, and even the dust released by the product hitting the grate is drawn downwards. When the extraction system is switched off, you can see how dust escape is reduced by Burnley Baffles alone. And as soon as the air extraction is switched back on again, all the dust emission ceases. As an indication of the overall approach new engineering brings to specific problems, here they also recommend to the client that a flexible sock be fitted to the outlet of the wagon, so that even on very windy days, the minimum amount of dust would be blown from the product stream before it hits the grate. It can be clearly seen here that whilst the baffles do not impede the flow, the nature of the grid causes considerable product bounce and does release some dust. However, this dust, together with that coming from the product stream, is drawn down into the hopper. The new engineering solution means that operators can happily move around the immediate area. Even the managing director is happy to stand by during unloading now. To recap the problem. The solution. And side by side. In addition to Burnley Baffles and Jetline filter, new engineering manufacture and install a full range of dust and other environmental control equipment. These products, together with our personalized, innovative approach to problem solving, can be relied upon to produce cost-effective solutions to specific needs.